Ahoy, welcome back to another video. It is the beginning of December, which means we have a whole another month of games to talk about. Recording this a few days late. I normally like to post these at the end of a month. I was busy at the end of November, so the November video is going out at the beginning of December, a few days late. But yeah, I've been making these videos at the end of every month, helping myself make, just collect my thoughts for Game of the Year time, and we're almost there. It is December now. I'm going to be trying to get my Game of the Year video out in December this year instead of putting it out in January like I have for the past 2 years. So yeah, we have one more of these, and then hopefully I'll have a Game of the Year video out in a couple weeks. And then I'll do a favorite games of December just to cap off the year, just for the fun of it. But yeah, time to talk about November games. This month had way more releases than I was expecting or than I realized at first. For a while there, I was looking like October was going to be like the big, huge, stacked month of games. And then November ended up actually being more of a struggle for me to decide what to play. So I didn't get to all of them. I didn't even get to half the games I wanted to play, and I'll go over a little bit of that here in a bit. But I'll start off with the games I did play. So first one, real quick, this one I just started just a couple days ago, last night, I can't remember. Hades 2. Hades 2 came out physically for the Switch 2. I was waiting on the physical copy. I love Hades 1, so I'm really looking forward to playing this. I have not been spoiled yet. I'm actually pretty excited that I have not been spoiled in this game since it's been early access for about a year. I've only done one run. I did a run, I beat the first boss, went to the second area, died immediately, but I had fun doing it. But yeah, I'll be playing more of this. This will be like my go-to game before bed while I sit there and tell myself I'm going to go to sleep and then play a couple rounds of Hades. So I'll be doing after the recording this. This game will likely, just because I know how much I like Hades 1, this game will likely sneak its way into my top 10. And maybe retroactively would be my favorite game of November. But since I haven't played it a whole lot, I can't quite give it those flowers just yet. Next up, game I played came out, I believe this game came out this month, Luminous Arise. Luminous Arise is a game made by the Tetris Effect people. So, if you know Tetris Effect, it is the stylistic, like audio-visual overload version of Tetris with all the bright lights and music and pretty sound effects and particle effects and all that. But you're just basically playing Tetris. So Luminous Arise is what if that but luminous. So I have never played a Luminous prior to this. Basically the way Luminous works is you have a field, a grid, and you are dropping 2x2 squares. And those 2x2 squares are made up of two colors. So sometimes it's like all four of the squares, the 2x2 equals 4. All four of them are one color. Sometimes it's like 3 and an L are one color, and the other corner is another color. Sometimes they're crisscross. So basically you're getting a series of 2x2 squares made up of two colors each, and you're trying to drop them, following block puzzle style, onto other matching colors to make a 3x3 square, or 2x2s, 3x3s, 4x4, 5x5 squares of that color. I'll say right up front, I am not good at this game. I am not good at Luminous. I think it occupies that brain space that I think I mentioned before, like Mean Bean Machine, Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine works. The Puyo Puyo games. I've never been good at those kind of like matching the colors in like big groups. For some reason, I always struggle with those games. I think I'm pretty decent at Tetris, but for some reason, these kinds of games I always struggle with. So with Luminous Arise, as pretty as it was and as good as the music was and just overall the presentation, I wanted to like it because I like Tetris Effect and it was more of that. I just couldn't really get into it because I just wasn't good at the game and I was failing a lot and I was having to retry a lot. So yeah, I decided to put the game down. I think I got what I wanted out of it. I think I was happy. With what I played, I just don't think I don't think Luminous is my game. Maybe if I put more time into it and got better at it, and I could start looking 2, 3, 4 turns ahead, I would get more into it. But my current abilities, Luminous is not for me. Good game though. Next up, I believe we're at our game of the month. The last game I played that came out this month. So the big game that came out this month that I played, put the most time into, another Switch 2 game, Kirby Air Riders. I was not super sold on Kirby Air Riders a couple months ago. I wasn't really keen on paying $70 for this. I saw this as an arcade racer because I played some of the original Kirby Air Riders of the GameCube at a friend's, and I remember that being fun, but not enough to where I would beg my parents to buy it for me. And I just saw this as a prettier version of that game, but I guess I didn't truly appreciate how much fun, Kirby Air Rider was, or how much fun Kirby Air Riders could be, because I played this game. Just playing by myself online for a dozen hours this month, and I had a blast the whole time. I didn't want to put it down. I made myself put it down just so I could jump to Hades because I need to try to get a couple more games in. Yeah, I love this game. It is first of all, first impressions, it's a very, very pretty game. The courses, the regular racetrack courses, are very stylized, very cinematic. Lots of moments where you don't just go off a ramp and land on the next part of the track. You'll go up a ramp and it'll change camera angle and it'll pan you into a wave, and you'll fly into a typhoon, and then you get on a rail and you're grinding. The game does a really good job of when it wants you to be on a on rails section, it really makes it a visual treat. All the different stages looked really cool. The game moves super fast. This is basically it's described as a one button game. Your vehicle, your machine, whatever you want to call it, is always moving forward, and you press the B button to brake, and that brake builds up a boost, and while that boost is building up and you're slowing down, that's how you drift. So you want to slow down around corners, you'll build the boost, you'll let go, and you'll boost around the corner. There are different vehicles that all kind of handle differently, have different gameplay mechanics. Some of them have better stats, but they don't boost. Some of them really hard to control, but they move real fast. Some can fly real well because there is flying in this game, but they're not fast on the ground, all sorts of stuff. So I think it's 20 something vehicles, and they all have their own little gimmicks and quirks. Super fun. Different modes in this game. So there's the traditional regular race, and then there's the top-down race, which is literally if you're looking down on a diorama kind of thing, and you're controlling it differently. So normally you control just hitting left and right, and that'll turn your machine. And then the top-down race, you can have the option to just direct using where you're at in the track. You actually point the analog stick that direction. So it's a slightly different control scheme, but it's pretty easy to get a hold of. It's pretty intuitive. So those are the two main racing modes. I would say that's probably half the game, the two types of racing modes. And then you've got what is it called? You've got, gosh, what is it? I've already forgot. The mode that's crazy nonsense that everyone likes to play. City Trial. So City Trial was, when I was watching these Kirby Air Riders directs, it was Sakurai spent some time explaining what City Trial was, and I still didn't quite understand it, so I played it. Basically, City Trial is a map with a bunch of players on it, and you're just all riding around, going crazy around this map, looking for stuff, finding vehicles, finding level ups for your machines, switching out vehicles, killing each other, getting knockouts, and it's just a hectic mess. And I was like, what are you doing? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just going around this map, leveling up, getting different vehicles, occasionally getting into combat with these players, but I don't really know what the goal is. And then what the goal is, at the end of 5 minutes of doing this, it will bring you to a menu where there is 4 options. And the 16 players in the match will choose one of these 4 options. And it can be like a mini game. And these mini games can be something like drag race, go fast straight, or like a fall through the hoops and get a high score, fly real far and see how far you can fly into certain targets on the wall. Or there's just like a regular race, or there can be a boss fight in this big arena with an actual like boss, and you're moving around and hitting its weak points and stuff like that. So basically you do a bunch of nonsense in City Trial. You level up your vehicle for 5 minutes, and then after that it goes into the 4 options, and you choose your mini game or your race or your boss fight, whatever you choose to do. And whoever of those 16 people choose the same thing as you will be put in another lobby with you. So if only 4 people choose your minigame, it's just you and those 4 others. If nobody chooses your minigame, it's just you. If all 16 people miraculously chose this boss fight, all 16 players will go in the boss fight and help each other out. So the way this works is you get your placement for this city trial based off of just your subsection. So there have been times when I go to a race and it's just like me and 2 others, and basically guaranteed 3rd place, or you're it's not that hard to get 2nd or 1st. It's kind of a weird setup, I think, because a lot of times you're running around for all this time leveling up your vehicle, and then the minigame you choose is like not really applicable to any of that. So it just feels like you played around for a while, and then you just did a mini game and you won or you lost. It didn't really matter. It didn't really matter what your vehicle was. All that building of the stats is kind of a waste of time. So sometimes it can feel like a load of barnacles, but it is still fun. It is still hectic, and I enjoy City Trial. I've always heard about people enjoying City Trial. I imagine on the original GameCube version, it wasn't as fun playing with computers. Maybe playing with like split screen co-op would be fun, but I've been playing this game predominantly online. There is a single player mode, which I'll talk about here in a second, but all the racing, whether it be the regular racing, the top-down racing, or the City Trial stuff, I've been doing online ranked matchmaking, and it has worked surprisingly well. The game performs well. I've been getting good connection. I haven't felt like any slowdown or lag or anything like that. I've been getting into matches relatively quick. I won't say you aren't getting the matches immediately. There is some waiting sometimes. I'm playing this game by myself essentially, but with others online. And those others online, I don't feel like, sometimes if I used to play like Smash Ultimate Online, I really had to lock in. I did not want to lose to somebody online. I felt like I couldn't just enjoy the game. I had to really focus and like white knuckle it. With Kirby Air Riders, I feel like I can just kind of screw around and enjoy the races or enjoy the mini games I'm in, and I'm not taking it super seriously, and I'm still winning a decent amount of time. So I'm still getting that satisfaction, but not having the normal like worry of I have to win this online match against this other person. It's the most important thing in the world. So yeah, outside of the online, there is it's called Road Trip. It is a single player mode. This is, you are going through a series of stages, and within these stages, Kirby is, riding your vehicle straight, and there's 3 lanes, left, right, center, and each of these lanes will have a different minigame or race or challenge, and you move to hit that challenge. You do that challenge, you win, you get some stats for your vehicle because you're like leveling up your character in this single player mode, and then you go to the next challenge. And each stage is built up of, I don't know, say 10 challenges, and then you will fight a boss, or you will fight bosses along the way, but you'll do like a bigger boss at the end. So basically you get a little bit of story, because there's like a silly Kirby Air Riders story, and then you play what's basically like YouTube Shorts or like a TikTok or Instagram Reels. Choose your scrolling app of choice. You're basically playing like a scrolling app of mini games in Kirby Air Riders, leveling up, fighting a boss, and then getting more story, and then going to the next area, which has like a different backdrop. It's not the most like I don't know, most well thought out game mode. It's just kind of a vehicle to make you play a wide variety of what this game has to offer, and kind of serving it up to you in a way where you're kind of forced to play all these different modes, and you're not like doing a bunch of races over and again, doing a bunch of city trial over again. You're kind of taking what the game gives you and like picking of the 3 options what you want to do, and then you go to the next set, pick one of those 3 options, next set. And this whole time you're accumulating stats, so your vehicle is getting faster, it can fly further, you're getting more health, you're doing more damage. So you have this continuous like growth of your like vehicle stats as you go through this. It was fun. It's a pretty short campaign. I think I've spent like 3 hours total on the road trip mode, and that was more than enough to get through a whole pass through it, and then some on like a new game plus. The story of it is just like Kirby Air Riders lore. It's not even really a story. It's just like explaining where the vehicles came from, and then you fight some bosses. It's pretty silly, but it's fun enough. But yeah, Kirby Air Riders is a blast. One of the things I really like about it is it has the Smash Brothers like achievement system, the grid of just like random challenges. So there's 5 grids, 1 for each game mode. There's regular race, top-down race, city trial, road trip, and then like there's like a generic online set of challenges. So as you're playing these modes, you are constantly doing challenges. It can be something as simple as like do a lap on this track without getting hit, and then it can be like on road trip, get to level 250. So like, there's levels of challenges that are like stuff you'll just happen to do naturally, and there's stuff that you have to actually go out of your way to try and do. But the best part of it is you're constantly, pretty much every race, every challenge, every match of city trial, you're getting a challenge to several challenges done every time, and it does that satisfying thing where it like zooms in, it like makes a loud noise when it shows you all these boxes getting checked, and you're constantly getting rewards. And the rewards, a lot of times, are just stupid stuff like stickers to customize your car, but sometimes you get a new character, or you unlock a new vehicle, or you unlock a new like character skin, stuff like that. Whether or not the rewards are always worth it, you are constantly being rewarded and constantly checking off challenges, which to my brain, as I've made very clear on this channel, is very effective on me. I love getting those challenges checked off. And there's even a thing where if you go to the challenges to like view the grid, while you can just like look at a challenge and you can read the description like, okay, I want to do that, there's even an option to just like, I want to do this challenge, press the plus button, and we'll like put you in that scenario to try to do that challenge without having to do it naturally, or having to like go and set it up yourself. You can just say, I want to try this challenge, and it'll put all those factors together and allow you to try it. So it's super fun. I'll be playing this game probably off and on the rest of the year, just checking off challenges, playing online. I would love to do a stream of it once I find some time. I've been a little busy, but I would like to do a stream of it for sure. Super fun. Really like Kirby Air Riders. It is my current November game of the month. As far as non-November stuff, I do want to quickly mention the Analog 3D. I did get an Analog 3D in. Obviously, I'm playing a bunch of old games on there, but the Analog 3D did come out this month, so just worth mentioning. It is a neat piece of technology. For me, it's convenient because I don't currently have a good setup to play. I don't have a CRT or like the right kinds of plugins to play like an N64. So having an HDMI solution to play my N64 games is cool. Plugged right in, very simple. Games look great. It has like an overclock feature that's built in. That basically every individual N64 game has custom overclock settings to where the games perform better. so there's like less slowdown, increased frame rate, stuff like that. It's not like turning games into 60 FPS games, but what it's doing is it's making games that have performance issues not have those same performance issues and perform at like what an optimized version of that game would perform at. Pretty cool. I've been kind of just playing Smash Brothers by myself. I would like to. I'd probably just play some more Diddy Kong Racing by myself. Gonna try to have some people over, maybe bring this thing over back home for Christmas, play with the family to get some actual Nintendo 64 multiplayer action going, because everyone knows that's what the 64 is good at. Let's see. Let's talk about some games from November I did not get to. There is one in particular I wanted to highlight. Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. I was going back and forth between this and Hades 2. I was like, which of these two games do I want to play the most? And I was really torn to the point where I didn't play either of them for several days because I didn't know which one I wanted to start. I ultimately decided that Hades 2 would just be probably easier for me to get to. Jump in here and there, play a little bit, because I know Hyrule Warriors has I've heard it has a pretty decent story and like lots of cutscenes, so I want to like have the time to sit down and enjoy that, rather than Hades 2. I feel like I can just jump in, read some, there's still a good amount of story in Hades, but I feel like that's all reading, whereas Hyrule Warriors has lots of cutscenes. So I decided to go with Hades 2. Let's see. I think now would be the time to talk about my plans for Game of the Year before talking about the other games I've been playing. So, like I mentioned, Game of the Year, I've been posting those videos in January every year. This year, I want to post it in December. I feel like I want to get out before the end of the year. But to do that, I kind of have to draw the line. I'm done playing new games for this year. So the way I'm going to handle that is I want to beat Hades 2, at least one run of it. I want to beat Metroid Prime 4, it'll come out this week, and I want to finish Ghost of Yotei. Once I finish those 3 games, I'm going to assemble my Game of the Year top 10 list, put that video out, bam, Game of the Year list out in December, ready to go. At that point, I'm going to get around to jump back into all the games from this year that I still want to play, still have time to play, because I'm thinking that like January, February, March is going to be a little bit lighter for me. I know like Resident Evil's coming out in February, but I'm thinking those months are going to be a good chance to catch up on some games. So I did prepare a list, a very sad list of all the 2025 games I have accepted I will not get to this year. So I'll just read them out here very solemnly. Final Fantasy Tactics, The Evil East Chronicles, I'm sorry. Dragon Quest 1+2 HD 2D, I'm sorry. Deltarune, Chapters 1 through 4, I'm sorry. The Rogue Prince of Persia, I'm sorry. Shinobi, Art of Vengeance, I'm sorry. Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, I'm sorry. Fantasy Life I, The Girl Who Steals Time, I'm sorry. Dispatch, I'm sorry. Borderlands 4, I'm sorry. Kingdoms of the Dump, I'm sorry. And Constance, I'm sorry. So those are like, let's see, what's it, like a dozen games that are on my short list of games I would like to try to knock out. Once I get my Game of the Year video out for this year, like mid-December through the first couple of months of the year, that's going to be the menu I'm going to be picking from for like all the games I missed this year. Obviously, I know I've come to terms I will not play all the games I want to play. That is the menu I'm going to choose from that I do want to try to play some of those. So yeah, I guess now would be a good time. We'll just talk about, so those are the games I want to play. I'll talk about the November games. A couple other games I cleaned up this month that were from previous months I feel like I'd highlight like I normally do. Pokemon Legends ZA, I did finally 100% that game. All the challenges, all the Pokemon, Pokedex done, all the side quests are done. Everything in that game is done except the very last of the challenges to unlock things. I think it's the Professor Mabel challenges. Basically, I have to do 1,000 battles. I beat the game 100%. Did all the side quests, the whole Pokedex and everything, and I was like in the 300s. And I was like, I'm not gonna just grind out 700 battles. So I'll work on that. If and when I play the DLC, I'll see where I end up after the DLC. Then maybe I'll go for that 1,000 battles to get the shiny charm at the end of that. But for now, I think I'm done with Pokemon Legends ZA. Overall, I liked it. I thought the battle system was fun at first, then it became rather easy to exploit, and I feel like I was really over leveled, but the game still had the fun, catching mechanics, running around throwing Pokeballs at stuff. That was always fun, even though I started to get tired of the city environment, because I feel like I was kind of the same old. So I'm kind of conflicted on that game. I think in general I did enjoy it. I personally did not enjoy it as much as Arceus. I liked the bigger, open, in my opinion, more higher variety areas in that game, to the pretty samey city environment that I kind of just grew bored of over time. But I did still put like 50 hours into Pokemon Legends Zia. I did pretty much 100% it, did everything, finished the Pokedex. Obviously I enjoyed it. I just don't think I enjoyed it as much as I was hoping I would. Ghost of Yotei, I mentioned that's one of the games I want to finish for the year ends. I've been playing more of that. I've decided that if I'm going to finish that game this year, I need to start mainlining it. I can't just keep 100%ing it. I can't find all the collectibles. I need to mainline it, get the story done, write my thoughts down, and then if I have time over the break, I'll go back and work on finishing stuff that I feel like finishing. Katamari, Once Upon a Katamari. This came out, did this come out in October? I can't remember. Maybe this was a November game. I can't remember. It came out recently. Once Upon a Katamari. If you've played Katamari Damacy, this is more Katamari Damacy. So, just quick recap for those who don't know. You get a little ball, you roll it over small stuff, the ball gets bigger. You roll over bigger stuff, ball gets bigger, and that's the game. You roll a ball, get bigger, roll over bigger stuff, get even bigger. So Once Upon a Katamari is the first new console release Katamari in like 14 years. And it was very good. If you like Katamari, it's another Katamari game. I think my biggest complaint with it was Katamari is one of the few games that I don't try to like 100%. I just play the game, get big, enjoy it, move on my life. In this game, it kind of wanted me to go back and replay levels to find these crowns, and those crowns were unlocking future levels. So oftentimes I'd find myself short on number of crowns I needed to keep playing or to keep progressing. So it would make me go back and replay levels, which I was not really wanting to do. I just wanted to do the next level and get big. It was still fun. I enjoyed it. It was a fun game. I played a point-and-click adventure game this month by the recommendation of my pal Craig over on Craig's Game Room. I played Poco. Poco is a free point-and-click adventure on Steam. If you want to go to the developer, they have a Ko-Fi page. I think it's called Whalefall Games. You can make a donation there. The suggested donation starts at like $2. So if you feel so inclined to go donate to the developers because you enjoyed their free game, there you go. But Poco, you are a very small clown, and you are kicked out of the circus, and then you have to go about this weird land that you've been banished to, and do point-and-click adventure stuff. So find items to get through obstacles, and make friends, and then they'll send you back to the circus. It's a fun little game. It mixes in some clever puzzles without ever making me feel dumb. I feel like in point-and-click adventure games, sometimes I get stuck and I get frustrated. I'm like, I don't want to play this. I feel like all the puzzles were pretty straightforward and easy to solve, pretty intuitive in this game. And it did a good job of mixing in not just like, menu click item, done. It would mix in like little mini games throughout. So while you were doing this point-and-click adventure stuff, when you'd actually get to an NPC and turn in an item, sometimes it would turn into like a little almost like a WarioWare micro game, just to keep things fresh. I thought it was super fun. You can finish it in like an hour. It's free on Steam. I suggest you go check it out. And it has a kind of a banger soundtrack, and the characters are funny. They're little like weird claymation things on pre-rendered backgrounds. I thought it was a very enjoyable game, and actually got a few legitimate laughs out of me. But I think that is it. Yeah, that's it. So another month of games. Like I said, I had a lot of fun this month with games. There was just so many games I didn't get to that I wanted to get to, and that's been the story of the year, right? Like, early in the year, I had plenty of time because games weren't coming out as much. But these last like 4 or 5 months, I've had way too many things I've been wanting to get to. So I've been really had to be selective on the stuff I actually play, and I'm looking forward to finishing these last few games that I decided to finish: Hades, Metroid, and Ghost of Yotei, and then calling it done for the year, making my game of the year list, and then just relaxing and playing whatever games I get to as I get to them for the next few months. Because I think I've been putting a little bit too much pressure on myself to try to play games really quick to accumulate like a good game of the year list. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm having a blast. But I hope you had a blast watching this. I appreciate it if you made it all the way to the end of this. I would love to know what your game of the year list is looking like so far, games you've missed so far that you want to get around to, games you're happy you've made time for. But yeah, that's all I got for today. I appreciate you watching, and we'll see you next time.